All right, so we're going to see what we can do with Facebook authentication. Now, I might actually try using a different package than I had planned. I'm just going to go to NPM for a minute. There is a Passport Facebook package, which I've used. I also want to see if maybe there's a Passport Facebook OAuth. So I'm just going to have a quick look. So we've got Passport Facebook. I don't think there is a Passport Facebook OAuth. So, all right, we'll just use this one. So our setup should be fairly simple. Install the package, add the Facebook button, add the 2 routes to our index controller, and then we should largely be able to, we got to go to Facebook and generate the keys, put them in our globals, and then we can mostly copy and replace the big strategy function. To much applause. All right, so I'll just hit Control C to stop NodeMon for a minute, and we'll do an npm install of passport-facebook. So we'll install this package. And we can start our server again. So npm I passport-facebook. On our login template, I'll just copy my link and replace the instances of Google. So now we've got a Facebook button here. We'll need to set up API keys and a callback URL in our globals file, so we can go and do that. So after my Google section, I'll set up a Facebook section. Yep. So I will set it to return to Facebook/callback. And we'll need to go to the Facebook developer portal and set up a set of API keys here as well. So once this is done, once we've done this, I can open up a window. And I think it's developers.facebook.com. So I'll go here. So I need to sign in. So under my apps, I will create an app. Which I'll call COMP2068. And then I'll just click the Create App ID button.
It's a horrible one. It's always.
Well, CAPTCHA, I used to like it a lot better when it was text-based. It also had a better purpose when you were doing the text-based ones. Google was also using that to digitize old texts. So they had old texts that were scanned with scanners. So when you got text that wasn't clear, the idea of presenting that same text to like all of us is if we all entered the same value for it, then Google would know what that text was supposed to be. So they've been digitizing old texts. Originally started as a university project, which Google bought. Yeah, it does. It does millions of hours of work basically like every minute. But now obviously they're using it mostly for maps and Street View more than anything else.
Not like this one. I don't know. That's really for the users. Overall, for the picture ones, there is always like a small part of the picture that you can see, and then you have to do it again and change all the.
Agreed. I know.
Yeah, there is one that's only a button. Just okay, you want to know.
So what we want here is we want Facebook login. So I'll just click the setup button for Facebook login. It'll jump us into our app. And it wants us to know what platform are we using, so we will pick web. I'll probably put in my live URL. It doesn't matter if you put in your local one, that's fine. Yep. Yes, I am streaming. So I'll add in the home page on Heroku. We can ignore the rest of this stuff. The rest of this stuff is for using a client-side, a front-end JavaScript-based login, which we're not doing. We want this integrated with our Express and MongoDB backend. So all I'm going to do is just go over to, I think if I go to settings, we basically just want the keys. And then we'll need to set up the redirect URIs. So I'll go to my advanced settings. I'm not sure if this is, sorry, this isn't where I want to be. I will go to the basic settings. You can actually see the ID right up here. It shows me the app ID. So I'm going to use this value for the client ID, but we also want to be able to get the secret. Wow, I don't know if it's the internet that's super slow or if it's just Facebook that's super slow. So I'm going to copy my app ID. So this is under settings and basic. I'll copy the app ID and I'll dump that in my globals file. And I will show the secret. We'll copy that as well. And now from here, I'm going to copy my callback URL. I'm going to go the opposite direction and copy it from here and paste it into Facebook Developer Portal. So in here, well, I think this is actually under the, so I've got to set the redirect URI, I need to click under products and Facebook login over here on the left in the nav bar. There's Facebook login. And if I click it, I get a settings option showing up. So that's right here under products, Facebook login, settings. Now it's also status to in development, which means only my own login is going to work. So we'll need to toggle that. So under Facebook login and settings, here I can paste or type in both my local as well as my live redirect URIs. So I'm going to put them both in, and then I'll click save. Okay, it tells me I actually don't even need to put in localhost. It says localhost is automatically allowed, but that's fine if I leave it in there. And then we can just save at the bottom. So the rest of our work should mostly be copy, paste, and replace. Although there are one small thing in our controller that we actually have to modify. So I will go to my index controller. I'll grab my two Google methods. They're mostly identical. So I'll just replace in this section. So I'll replace Google with Facebook. Just in this selection, not in the whole file. But there's one thing we do have to change. And that's this. This scope equals profile. This is a Google specific, this is specific to the Google, the Passport Google Oauth package. This will throw an error if you leave it in. So we just need to take this little array out, this array of options in our passport.authenticate with Facebook. And that comma just comes out. Just gonna check my syntax, make sure I've got it right. Yes. So we just so we take out that array of options with scope equals profile. So there are two routes for invoking Facebook and then handling the callback. And now we should be able to configure this in app.js, and then it should be able to run. And then we'll have to take it out of development mode so other users can also use it. Right now, only the app owner with that Facebook login can log in. Use any other Facebook account. Facebook will throw a message saying this app is in development mode and you're not authorized to use it. So I'll go to app.js. I'm going to grab my whole Google section. And paste it. And literally, I think we can do a find and replace. And it should run. I don't think there's anything we have to change. We will try. So I'm going to replace instances of Google with instances of Facebook. In my selection, we will also have to change the require because the package name is just called Passport Facebook, not called Passport Facebook OAuth 2.0. So I'll make that replacement. And then right here, the actual package name is simply Passport Facebook. I don't think we need to make any other changes. Sorry, we do here as well, because I think I had my case sensitivity on. Thank you, Josh. Good catch. So we want to pass in all of the Facebook IDs. So I had to change line 95, and I manually had to change lines 98, 9, and 100 to use my Facebook IDs. It's under the edit menu, under find, and then the second menu here is replace. But make sure you've highlighted the block you want to search in. So if you've highlighted, when you don't highlight a block, so notice I didn't, this in selection option is unchecked. If you first highlight a bunch of code, you can then say in the selection only. And you also have the, I also had match case on. So you can turn it on or off. So it's up by default, it isn't case sensitive if you check that box. So I've got Facebook strategy here in Pascal case. My package name is passport-Facebook. I've referenced Facebook strategy, and then I've changed the instance of Google to Facebook here. Inside the method, there's nothing changed except here. The OAuth provider, when we save the user to the database, we're saving the OAuth provider name as Facebook, as a string Facebook rather than Google. So this should work now with my Facebook account. Then we got to look at how do we actually turn it into production so any Facebook user can log in. So I'm going to try here. I'm now logged into Facebook in Firefox. So it should authenticate me through. It brings me through to Facebook. So it asks, is this okay that this app will get my name and profile picture? I can say yes. And Noah, like you got in Chrome before, Facebook gives you this funky. So now I'm logged in through my Facebook account. If I go back and look at my. So here's my Facebook username, and it says my provider's Facebook. Now it's in development mode. So if I go to log in, I guess I've already got it open. So I'll log out of my Google account here. And now I'm going to try to log in with a different Facebook account. Remember, it was my Hotmail account that I used for setting up the app. So this is what I get. App is not set up, it's still in development mode, and you don't have access to it unless you're registered as a test user or I need to ask for permission. So I want a way around this because otherwise, when you set up your Facebook log, if you use Facebook login in your assignment, you can log in with your Facebook account, but I can't log in with mine, and no one else can. So I'll go back and sign out of Facebook here. And then we're going to need to toggle our app. Badly, but I do. So I'm going to go back to my Facebook developer console. And I think if I click on this app review section, actually, no, maybe it's under the dashboard. Let's see. I think I can toggle the status up here. I can try to toggle it, but it's going to say you can't put it into production mode until I think we set up a URL for a privacy policy. Okay, so the dashboard isn't where I want. I'll go into the basic settings. I think it's in there. So I'll go to my basic settings. we'll try and turn it into production, put it on production here, and at least we can see what the steps are that we need to take to put it into production. So I'll try and toggle the status. So we have to provide a privacy policy URL. So what I'll do is I'll just put in the link to my homepage. I know it's not really a privacy policy, so I'll save that. And now I'll try and, okay, it says it. We have to pick a category. So I'll pick education and switch the mode. And it should put it into production. And then I should be able to go back with a different Facebook account and sign in. But I needed a URL for the privacy policy. I needed to pick a category. So it says the status is live. So now we'll try it again. So now I'm going to try to log in again with my alternate Facebook account. Well, this used to be, there's absolutely nothing here. The only reason I have this account, I don't use Facebook at all, is because I'm in a couple of groups and I would not get any notifications about the group. If you go to my profile, there's absolutely nothing here. Oh, okay. What happened? That's interesting. The domain of this URL isn't included in the app domains. So go to your app domain field. All right, so we may have to do this as well. So here's our app domains. We've got localhost, 3000. And we've got so I'm going to save both my local and what's it telling me. Localhost. Now our error message doesn't. Oh, there. I took out localhost. I will try again. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? I will log in. Try again with Facebook. That's interesting. Maybe I'll add localhost anyway. Okay, I'm going to put in my live URL and try this on Heroku and see if I get the same issue. So I will go to my globals. I'm hoping I don't. I'm going to push this change up to Git. We'll go and redeploy. And we'll try the live version. More important, the live version works than the local version, really. But we shall see. Okay. So we'll try it live. See if Facebook cooperates. The domain of this URL isn't included in the app domains. Well, I'm pretty sure it is. So there's our app domain. Okay. So we'll try that. Good suggestion. Maybe that's why. All right. Well, first I should see if I can actually log in here. So this is with my same account I created the app. I'm curious whether we'll get the same error. But yes, maybe I needed the HTTPS. Now, usually I blame myself for these errors because they're usually my fault. This one might not be. I'm not sure we've done anything wrong. This may be. It actually took it out. That's weird. It took out HTTPS. I put it in. And when I go to save, it actually wipes it out. So it actually doesn't want it. Well, look in the settings for our Facebook login. I don't think there's anything else we need to do, but excuse me, we'll check. Maybe we need the valid domain in here. Valid OAuth redirect URIs. Well, we could put in our callback. Although it's not really complaining about this. This is very weird. Ah, okay. That's what it wanted. So under the Facebook login settings, we needed, this was what I was missing, the valid OAuth redirect URI, which I thought I had put in earlier. I don't know why it wasn't here. So that's under Facebook login settings, this section right here, the valid OAuth redirect URI. Now I can finally try it with my other Facebook account as well and see whether it works. We know the product owner account works. I'm not convinced about So I'll try it here. So now I can log in. Last try. Okay, so now it'll let me in with my, well, both my accounts are burner accounts. I can't even call it. So now I can log in here as well. My Facebook account has nothing but, I think it has my name, it has a photo, it says I live in Barrie. There's nothing else about that. Nothing else there. So again, under Facebook login and settings, make sure you set up the redirect URI. And then we can change the status from development to live, so long as we put it in our app in a category and put in a URL to our privacy policy. And we've authorized, under the basic settings, we've authorized the live domain. We don't have to add local host, it's there automatically. Okay, so we need our root domain without HTTPS under the app domains. So if you choose to use Facebook in your assignment, you'll need to kind of walk through all of these steps, jump through all of these hoops in order that anybody other than you can log into it with a Facebook account. I think all the code is already on GitHub. We're not going to do GitHub login at this point. It would be fairly similar to Facebook, that you would set up keys. I'll just show you where to set up the keys in GitHub. So you would go to your GitHub account, and I believe under settings, you've got applications. And then under authorized GitHub apps. Sorry, actually, I think it's by authorized OAuth apps. Here. So you can do it, you can set up the keys through GitHub if you want to try GitHub in your assignment. Okay, so right here, you just go to developer settings, you register a new app, it'll give you the keys. You put in the callback URL. So very similar to how we've done it with Facebook and Google. All right, so these steps, I've recorded them all so you can go through them if you need to get yours working. All the working code is online on GitHub. So I'll let you guys get out of here and get to your next class. So this afternoon, if you have 5 minutes before this afternoon's class, our quiz is on Google Auth only in .NET. So just review the steps we walked through last week. There's only 5 questions. There's no random pool. It was a stretch to come up with 5 questions, never mind to give you guys a pool of 10. So just look at, maybe have a quick review of how we set up Google Auth in .NET. That'll be the quiz. And then we want to start building the shopping cart. That's what we want to do the rest of the time. I'll also figured out people that asked during the midterm review, how do we deal with the checkbox for the majority Boolean field? We can go over that. So there's a little bit of a workaround we can do. Okay, I'll see you guys in a couple hours.